Hey there, YouTube world. Thank you so much for tuning into my video. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to maintain a high vibrational frequency. And if you guys have not checked out any of my videos before, my name is Portia. I'm an astrologer and a channel. I've been studying astrology for over 15 years, but I've been doing it professionally for about 5 years. And as far as the channeling goes, that's been around all my life. But as far as like putting the intention into it, it's been a little bit over 5 years too. And so this is one of the practices that I've utilized to help with my channeling abilities, to help with manifestation and intention setting, and it's just been fucking awesome. So one of my teachers, Pamela Ehrlin, she shared this with me and a couple years ago, and I've just been working on this. I do feel like during the winter season, I don't know about you guys, but that's a time where I kind of like just fall out of practice with a lot of these things. Like for me, I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. It's cold. I need the sun. You know, I'm a sun child, even though I'm born and as an Aquarius in January. But I just like need the sun to really just like thrive. And so this part of the year, I'm so motivated. Like Aries season, I'm like ready to go. And so here I am again. I'm going to be practicing doing one of these practices at least once a day, and just really keeping my awareness up, keeping my momentum. And I wanted to share this with you guys, so maybe that this will help you in whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're working on. And so, yes, so let's get into this. What does high vibrational frequency mean? So high vibrational frequency means it's just, everyone has an energy field. Everyone has an aura. So what are you projecting? What are you attracting, and what are you putting out? Is very, very important when it comes to aligning with your purpose, being able to channel and connect with your higher self and your guides and your angels. And it's also important for just like healthy, sustainable living. And so for high vibrational frequency, this is, very high energy. When you think about the electromagnetic spectrum, the lower end is going to be the microwaves, radio waves. Those are longer energy waves, and they're more dense when you think about the mass of these waves. And so, or just the mass of the energy. And when you look at the opposite side of the spectrum, you have the UV rays, gamma rays, very high energetic energy, very light, fast moving. That's, in a way, that's kind of how you want to think of what you're embodying. So when it comes to manifestation, when it comes to aligning with your path, do you want to do it in a very flow, light, high energetic way, or do you want to be in like a long, dense, kind of way? So that's kind of the way I think of it. My science mind goes to that kind of reasoning. And so, like I said, why have high vibrational frequency? Because you can manifest anything that you want. You will be healthy and happy, and you will, just be able to like be in touch more with your intuition, your higher self, your archangels, and all of those things. For me, I've been really working on practicing this because I just kind of threw away my safety net, stepped out of my job again. I did this like last year or a little over a year ago. And now I'm doing it all again because I really need to focus on being self-employed and putting more energy into my own business. And I love where I was before because it was an herb shop, plant store, witchy shop, but I have to, and that was the owner's dream. And like someone told me, it's like, all that energy you're putting into someone else's dream, what are you waiting for? Why won't you already have, the audience and the platform for yourself created? Like put energy into that and stop being scared. So here I am. And I want to share these practices with you guys to hopefully help you on your own personal journey. So I'm going to go through 5 different practices that you can embody. Like I was saying, maybe commit to doing one of these things every day, or doing one a day instead of trying to do all of them every single day, because that's what I'm going to do. And I know how my cells work. If I put too much energy on all of it, and then I start to guilt myself, and then I just get in this whole weird Pisces, Mars, Venus kind of a thing. So The first core belief is going to be, or the first practice is going to be core beliefs and thoughts. So this is the first thing you want to evaluate, because your thought process and your belief systems is what's going to might keep you in a lower vibrational frequency. And so one of the first things to do is identify your core beliefs and your thought patterns. And so if you're unsure of your core beliefs, then one of the things to do is, evaluate your environment. It's like, who are the people that are in your environment that surround you? Like, where are you? As far as, if you do live in a toxic environment, do you live in a toxic neighborhood, or do you work in a place that's very toxic and you just come home feeling like shit and really upset and angry? Also, ask your inner child, or yourself, what is currently bothering you right now and on a regular triggering basis. Like, what is that? What keeps coming up for you? One of my teachers, Pamela Erilyn, I think I mentioned her actually in the beginning of this video, but she came up with this process called emotional alchemy process. And I actually have a video where I walk myself through it, and I'm still offering free consultations with that. If you guys might be interested, definitely message me, comment on this video. But this is walking yourself through these core beliefs that aren't serving you anymore, these negative things that keep coming up. So once you ask your inner child or yourself, like, okay, what's triggering me right now? Then you think about that. It's like, when's the last time I felt this way? And then when's the first time I felt this way? And at some point you go back to your childhood, and it's like, oh, there was this one thing that someone told me, or this experience. For me personally, it is with work and purpose, which is interesting that this is a part of my purpose in this life. Usually, like, when I do readings, I'll, look at some of the past life things that are going on, or just like whatever's going on currently. And usually in your childhood, you have an experience that triggers you emotionally, and this is very significant for the rest of your life, and it has something to do with your purpose here, or some karma that you're working on that you need to release. For me, it was work, or it is work, and the value of work and what that means, and following your truth and your purpose. And so when I was younger, or even still now, my mom's like, you got to get a 9 to 5, you got to do this, and like, you went to college, why are you not in that field? And it's like, I would love to be working in an observatory. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Doing research and stuff on like black holes, and like, we just got that new image of black holes. But that's kind of not how society set it up. Or at least for me, it's like, I don't feel like going to grad school. And by the time I graduated undergrad, I was 30. So anyways, not to go too deep into it, but like, this is my passion, the astrology, working with the stars. And if I'm working with it in this way, this is totally great. I love it. And also being able to connect with, archangels and masters and astral travel, and share that with you guys, and teach. That's really, really important for me. And so one of my life lessons is to be able to follow my path no matter what, which is interesting, because as I've been like aligning with my path, my little safety nets of work, I've been kind of letting them go, because that's very important. I go back to that when I'm in this fear mentality. But anyways, so really identifying your core belief systems is key, and then being able to transmute them. So asking yourself, if you are walking yourself through like this emotional process and your core beliefs, being like, okay, is this true? Like for me, one of the emotions that came up is this feeling of being powerless, because it's like, even society, doesn't really support my work. Like when I think about the government, or just like the norm of society, and like going to an astrologer is a luxury. It's a privilege. It's not like something that is necessary, which I feel it is, because you're learning more about yourself and your own personal power. But being like that, it's very hard for me to get this off running, and it actually wasn't. It kind of flowed once I put my energy into it. But just overall, it's not like being, in the financial system, or, being in the health or the food industry, because, everyone's got to eat. I was a server for so long, so I get that. So one of the things that came up is that I was feeling powerless, you know? And so when you're doing this emotional alchemy, it's being like, okay, is this actually true? No, it's not true. So what is truth for you? Also, what do you want to feel? Who do you want to be? This is where the intention's starting to come into play. And this is when you begin to take your own power back, which is fucking key, right? And so being able to transmute, bringing in like, or identifying your core beliefs, bringing them up and being able to transmute them. This is the alchemy process. So that's very important. That's the first step, I would say. And this is will begin to happen naturally. Like putting intention to it maybe like once a week or a couple times a week is important. But then as you start to go about doing all of these different steps or these practices, then you'll just do it naturally. So the second step here, or the second practice, is diet, exercise, and rest. Getting your sleep, getting your beauty sleep. For me, it goes in waves. Whatever feels natural for you. For me, I don't really need more than 5 hours of sleep, and I'm good. I go to bed late, I wake up early. That's just how I roll. But maybe some people need their 8 hours of sleep. And diet and exercise, these will all work in cycle. So diet's really important. So that's one of the things also that I'm working on. Diet and exercise are big ones for me, because diet, I am a pescatarian, so I only eat seafood when it comes to meat. But one of the things that I need to work on is dairy. Oh my God. And is cheese and also sugar. Those are really big things that I'm just like, I love, but they fucking ruin me. Right. And so I am one of those people that, for me, I'm a very oneness person within my practices. So I'm not going to be like eating meat's bad or, like whatever. There's no right, wrong. There's no good or bad. It's what serves you. And so if you're someone that eats meat, eat meat, but eat clean meat and bless your food and like really take, be aware of where it's coming from if you can, or, I'm not going to sit here and preach and tell you how to eat your food. Whatever feels good for you, that's how you want to eat. For me, pasta, sugar, it all makes me feel like shit. So I know that I need to cut that out. One of the things when it comes to channeling, and these practices really help strengthen your channeling ability. So if you're really have this intention to connect with your higher self or your guides, or you just want to communicate with, deceased loved ones or spirits or whatever it is, like these practices will help too. One of the things I've noticed is that when I do connect to angels and like higher vibrational beings like Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, I fast. Or, I'll like, obviously when, I'll eat dinner. I eat dinner late, which could be kind of bad. So I'll eat dinner like 9 or 10 or, 8. And then, you go to bed and you wake up in the morning. And I usually do my deep meditations like in the morning, early afternoon. So then I won't eat until after I do that meditation. Like it's good to have, just a clear, just not be as heavy. If you're going to eat something and you want to channel, or you want to astral travel or channel, masters and angels, like eat some fruit or something. That's my own experience. Experience it or practice it. Work with that if you want and see how that works for you. My teacher, Pamela Erilyn, she, funny enough, she was like, if you're channeling, deceased loved ones, if you're like doing the mediumship thing, eating meat is like good. So it kind of works with however your body flows, whatever works for you, definitely. But just being very mindful about what you eat, eating high vibrational food, blessing your food and your water, just like doing some like envisioning like white light clearing your water, or purifying your water, or charging your water with an intention. Now I want to drink my water. So good. So that's really important. Alkaline diet is good too, because from my experience, from what I've been learning when I've been, researching to really kind of work with my own diet and being mindful about what I eat, alkaline diet is probably best. A lot of things that we eat are acidic, including sugar and pasta, the things that I love, cheese, all of those things are acidic. And I'm not saying you can never eat them. It's just being mindful and having the balance is key. So alkaline diet. Having healthy routines. So this is where the exercise comes into play. This is where the rest comes into play. And diet. Having healthy routines. Like I was saying, even this practice alone, doing these different steps or these practices for high vibrational frequency management is a healthy routine. So whatever that means to you, whatever you're doing in your day-to-day life, just being mindful about it. Meditation and chanting is awesome. One of the things that I didn't mention with, the thought and belief systems is bringing in mantras, affirmations that really keep you up here, really inspire you, and like just keep your vibrational energy field, very energetic field, whatever, very high. And so one of the things, like I usually write some affirmations or mantras on my mirror, and they'll stay up there for about 2 to 4 weeks or longer, depending on what my intention is, what I'm working with. Like right now on my mirror is, I am the vibration of creation. And this mantra or affirmation came to me like last year. I was like really working hard to manifest some things, and being, like I said, I just kind of like disassociated from my my safety net, or release my safety net. That I need that up there. Like I'm like, I need to be creating things. That's the one thing though, being mindful about your thoughts, because you can create shit that you don't want, which I've done. So now I am creating abundance, I am creating love, passion, power, I'm creating alignment with my purpose, all of these things. So I am the vibration of creation, guys. So having some kind of affirmation, some mantras that you work with. Also, meditation is very, very important. Being able to take time to silence the mind. So this can be exercise of the mind. Also, chanting. Chanting is really good for, I look at it as like a forced meditation. But then it's like, if you're chanting specific like mantras, or, I tend to do green tar practice. I was doing that for a while. If you could find like a local Shambhala center or something like that, and do some Buddhist chants with people, oh my God, I need to do that again. But I was doing that a couple years ago with a group, and I was doing green tar practice, and like my life changed so much, and it was very intense. It was all good. But yeah, so doing some type of chanting, also, just exercising, yoga, having a dance party, going for a run, whatever feels good for you. Just to keep that energy flowing within your body. Like it's kind of like a natural release, and keeping everything moving, like your blood flowing, have your circulation. Like that's one of the things I really need to do. So, yes. Okay. So another practice or step would be environment, being aware of your environments, and having healthy boundaries. So this is very important, because as you start to raise your vibrational frequency, you'll start to see people in your life shift, or places shift. So for me, like I was saying, I quit my job, my safety net, not this job, not my passion and my life and my purpose, but like my job where I was working at, I still work there for about a month longer, but anyways, I was working at an herb shop, it's an herb shop, plant store, and kind of like a metaphysical shop. It was fucking amazing. I love it, and I'm just gonna go there all the time, and I'm still family with everybody. But that was someone else's dream. I had a reading with one of my close friends, and she was like, why are you, all the energy that you're putting into someone else's dream, girl, you need to put that in your own dream. You already have a platform, you already have an audience. Like, what are you doing? Stop being scared, So here I am. And so that was a healthy boundary for me, because I needed to step out of my comfort zone, and I needed to be able to communicate with people around me that, hey, this is what I need for myself. This is, no hard feelings or anything, but I need this, and that's okay. So being able to set boundaries with people that are close to you, work, environment, whatever it is. Also be in nature more. Connect with nature, and that just lifts your vibrational frequency in general. So spending more time out in nature, especially because it's getting warm now, we're in Taurus season. And so, yes, I'm really excited that, just to be outside and enjoy the sun. And so then, so I already said, surround yourself with people and places that have high vibrational frequency. So as you're creating these boundaries, do start doing things that vibe with the vibe that you're looking for. So like I said, if you're working on manifestation, and you're just like wanting to be more spiritual, like join a group, you know, like I was saying, go check out Shambhala Center and do some chanting or do some group meditation, or just like start incorporating things in your life that just keep that vibrational frequency going and, you know, connecting with other people. Another thing with boundaries, one good thing to do that I've been working with Archangel Metatron. So what we've been working on is, well, I've been working on him with this meditation practice, but I really needed help with kind of protecting my energy field. So he's been doing this thing where now I visualize it, but it's just like this gold, like shimmer. It's almost like armor, but it's like glittery and sparkly and kind of like flaky, like actual like gold. It's weird, but it's awesome. And it makes me feel very powerful and kind of fancy and regal. But it definitely helps protect my energy. So when I'm giving, you know, it's kind of hard if you're an introvert like me, where it's like you're giving a lot of energy, and you, or, okay, introvert, I am an introvert, so I don't really like to be, you know, out. You know what an introvert is, right? But the reason is because like I am an empath. That's what I'm looking for. I absorb people's energy, and I suck at protecting my own energy field. So then I get confused of like whose energy is what. So having those healthy boundaries to keep your energy here close to you. And so some people, you know, envision a white light protecting them or surrounding themselves like in a bubble. I used to do, which I do every so often, is a sacred shape induction, which is I just like envision myself in a pyramid. I'll do that every so often, but just whatever helps you protect your own energy field. So that's very, very important. Another step, the fourth step, is enjoyment. This is an easy one. So doing whatever it is that makes you happy, you know, doing any creative passion projects, or just being creative, like painting or singing or writing or playing music, having a good time with friends, laughing, just like being out in nature. Like I said, being out in nature is key. Being out in nature with people that you love is so much fun. Having a good time, that's very, very important. And then the very last thing is number 5, which would be intentions. Always having some form of intentions, living your life intentionally, having a goal, being very mindful about what you're doing. And it might at first feel forced, like, oh my God, like, can I just flow? And you will, as you begin to set these, make an intention to just flow, you know? But as you begin to really work with these intentions, or set intentions like daily or, you know, weekly, however it works for you, then, you know, at some point in time, you'll just start living your life intentionally, and it's not going to seem like a chore or something that's forced. So a good way to really live intentionally would be setting goals. So having small goals, long-term goals. You know, for me, my long-term goal is to be, well, one of it was an astrologer. Hey, I'm already doing that. But definitely connecting with my tribe, and like, you know, having a thriving business with astrology and channeling and really teaching is what I've always wanted to teach. When I was little, my stepsister and I would play school, and we would write the assignments. We'd be the teacher and the student, which was so much fun. Like when I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, that was so much fun. But for some people it might be kind of dreadful, because I would like write out the worksheets, then I would do them as a student. Sometimes I would get things wrong just on purpose, and then I would grade it as a teacher and be like, hey, here's your thing, you know, or I switch it up with my sister. But yeah, so I've always wanted to be a teacher, and this is the things that I love to teach. So that's kind of one of my long-term goals that I'm actually doing already. So but having your goals and giving yourself just like working within, you know, these particular, like with intentions. So then another thing too that will help you with intentions would be crystals. Crystals are awesome. So I have this one that a friend gave to me in a reading. After I did her reading, she's awesome. But this is a purple amethyst, and I love these like pointy ones too. I don't know, it's kind of blurry, but because I like to kind of pretend like I'm writing something. But anyways, crystals help you with whatever intention, whatever goals you have, whatever intentions you're working with. Get a crystal that aligns with that. And crystals naturally keep your energy like high vibrational, or a high vibrational energy around you, and also continuously naturally clears your energy field, you know, kind of like getting rid of what's not serving and stuff like that. Doing rituals is great. So doing a ritual where you release and you receive, gratitude rituals, burning rituals, whatever it is, but just having this practice of doing, just even like having an altar where it's like you have an altar, either like you can have an altar for yourself, you can have it for your guides, for nature, just some kind of doing some ritual and having some visual form of gratitude and of offering for yourself and the energies that you're working with. And just inspiration, doing things that inspire you, connecting with people that inspire you. If you're someone that's big into Instagram like I am, go through, do a cleanse on your with your Instagram and unfollow people or pages that are just low vibrational for you or just don't resonate anymore, and then start to follow people or groups that are high vibrational or like represent what you want to be or where you're going to or what you're going towards. So I believe I feel complete with that. If you guys have any questions or comments, definitely, as always, leave them in this video. You guys can reach out to me if you are interested in just chatting about this. I can do a little free consultation for you guys, and then maybe we can talk about how personal astrology will come into play with you, and we can look at your personal astrology at some other point in time. And also, I have a Patreon that I would love your support on. It is Serpent Science on Patreon. So definitely, I'm gonna be really active on that. I've been kind of slacking, but now that I am self-employed, I'm so happy about this. I will be putting a lot of energy into this Patreon community. So if you're interested in more videos and teachings and practices like this one, definitely be a patron on my Patreon. I love you guys so much. Please follow me on Instagram at Urania_universe and at Serpent Science, and I will talk to you in the next one.